Hi guys, welcome back to another fragrance video on this channel and thanks so much for tuning in again. Now in today's video I'm gonna talk about the brand new Amouage Interlude Man 53 fragrance, which is a special release done for the house of Harrods in London, and I was luckily able to get a decant of this from a viewer of my German channel. So thanks to Marcus for hooking me up with this fragrance. Now this is a special release that has a whopping 53% of fragrance oils in it, and I'm really excited to tell you guys everything you need to know about this if you should get this fragrance, because it's really not that cheap, to be honest. So I'm gonna talk about this, what this fragrance smells like, how its performance is, and yeah, that's everything you will see in this video. But first of all, if you're new, thanks for watching. My name is Kai, and on this channel I talk about men's skincare, hair care, beard care and fragrance. And if you are new, you like these kind of videos and you haven't subscribed already, please do so. The button is just below this video. So first of all, this has a whopping 53% of fragrance oils in it, which is really quite unusual because usually fragrances go from 5% with an eau de cologne to 30% of an extrait de parfum concentration in terms of fragrance oils. So 53% is really quite high. So this is kind of a special release for everyone that loves Interlude Man as it is. And they have been trying to, I believe, make this fragrance even more intense in the way that they put more fragrance oil in it relatively compared to the alcohol in this spray perfume. And they also gave it some maceration time. So they let it sit for, I think, half a year or so that the fragrance can really deepen. And the way that this works is really comparable to the maturation of a good whiskey, for example, because, yeah, the longer a whiskey or rum is macerating or aging in a cask, the deeper the scent profile gets and also the smoother the beverage gets, you know. So it's kind of the same thing with this one. I think the actual process is a little bit different because there is no alcohol evaporating through the wooden barrel, but it's really quite comparable because this fragrance is really a lot smoother in its development, but it's still also deeper in terms of its scent profile compared to the original Interlude Man. So just like with the original Interlude Man, with this one you get a lot of incense, you get a lot of oriental spices, but the difference is that this has a lot of a smoother scent development. So I think the incense really comes through a lot more because incense in its purest form, I happen to own a bit of incense oil, has kind of a green component to it that isn't really accentuated in most incense perfumes because they usually go for the smoky part of it, but actually it has kind of a green component that comes through in this one really quite nicely, and it also has kind of a woody side to it, so that's also there as well. And in that sense, it's a little bit comparable to cedar wood or kind of drying wood, the scent of drying wood. That's what I get from this. There isn't as much smokiness, there isn't that much spices as compared to the original. And I think the spices are mostly there on your skin directly and not if the fragrance projects. And it's also not as smoky when it's projecting, so that's also really quite nice. So in overall, it's a really very smooth scent profile that has a lot of depth to it. You smell really a lot of the natural ingredients that are in here, and I think that's really interesting. In terms of its performance, it's still the same as the previous one, so it's not better or worse, which is really quite good because the original was really quite strong and it would have been crazy to up this performance, but that really speaks for itself because more fragrance oil does not necessarily mean that it has a better performance, and it's really not the case with this one. So I think to conclude, you should get this if you are a fan of Interlude Man and you have owned like 2 to 3 bottles of the fragrance, then I think you should definitely get this because this is really quite an interesting fragrance. Or even if you're really a hardcore frag head and you just want to know what a fragrance with 53% fragrance oil content smells like. So I don't think you should buy it just because it's expensive and just because it has 53% of fragrance oils. You could theoretically just get a decant and see what it smells like, but you don't have to own it just because it's a special release or something. because it's really, compared to the original, nothing new, and you could just as well go with the original Interlude Man in my opinion. But that's it with my opinion of this fragrance. Now my question to you is, have you tried Interlude Man 53 already? Please let me know your opinion in the comment section down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to this channel if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching and bye bye.